Well, Pete, it's that time of the year again, right? The leaves are changing color. The days are getting shorter. You know what? You know what that means?
School's back in session.
It's football season, Pete.
Oh,
Football season.
yes.
Sports
Yes.
ball.
Yes. American football.
The American pastime, right? America's favorite pastime?
Yeah. Kick the old, well, that's baseball.
I think it's baseball.
It's baseball.
You're wearing your baseball shirt.
Yeah, go Royals.
Go Royals. But it's not the Royals season right now. It's time to celebrate the Kansas City. We happen to have one of the best teams in the league, right?
Yeah, the Royals.
Maybe not the best. No, we're talking about football.
No.
Who's our football teams?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep. 2-time Super Bowl appearers in the past few recent years.
Yeah,
And
all thanks to that all-star quarterback. You know,
Mahomie.
the guy with the arm of gold, right?
And the hair of God.
Hair of for real. Am I right?
Yeah. It's the real deal. And then this year they said, oh, well, you lost Tyreek Williams, your best receiver. You're going to be trash.
Oh,
yeah, because he traded to some other team. And no, they're doing great.
They spent all their money on Mahomes, and now they can't keep their good receivers.
I don't know how to build a franchise.
Mahomes, he broke a record, right, for the best. He's the highest paid athlete of all time, right?
All time?
Oh, I think so. I think you got the
current salary?
Yeah, well, I don't know, contract wise. You got, it's like what's his contract? $100 million or something like that.
I don't know.
Can we look it up?
Yeah, how much do they pay Mahomie?
Yeah, he signed some big contract after was that 2017, 2019? When did they first win?
It says $45 million a season.
$45 million a season for the next 10 years, I think. Yeah, $503 million contract. $500 million.
There you go.
$500 million arm. If he could only get his left arm to be as valuable, he'd be a billionaire.
Yeah, you think he'd be like ambidextrous at that point. I bet he is ambidextrous though. I'm sure you got to know how to throw a left-handed pass.
Yeah.
When you're deep in the pocket.
Really?
You're under pressure. Yeah.
Does that come in handy?
Oh, hell yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. They're superhumans, these professional athletes. They are just Adonis, godlike figures.
Well, it's all the steroids, right?
Yeah. Or all sports would have been a lot more interesting, back in the days of steroids.
What do you mean back in the days of steroids?
Barry Bonds.
Steroids now?
Well, they really cracked down on it after, especially Barry Bonds.
Yeah. Was he a big roider?
Yeah. I saw him hit a home run once.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
It was against the team I was going to see.
Mm.
It might have been it wasn't the Pittsburgh Pirates. It was maybe the Orioles, the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone, it didn't matter whose side you're on. Barry Bonds hit a home run.
Sure. Yeah. That's what everyone came to see, right?
Yeah.
And you think there's less steroids now?
I think so. I don't know. I mean, there was this really cool documentary. What was it called? Icarus, I think, on Netflix. And it was about doping in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
And how a Russian scientist had to help some team juice up for the games, and there was a big crackdown after that. Yeah, I think it's still prevalent, but probably not in league sports like this. I mean, I think they probably drug test them pretty frequently.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know that for sure. I'm admittedly not the world's biggest sports nut.
Yeah, probably not even in the top five.
I didn't play a single sport in
You didn't?
high school.
Well, let's
grade
introduce
school.
the episode. If you haven't caught on already, we're talking about sports. It's a sports episode.
Sports.
Marc and Pete podcast.
Sports.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah,
That'll
so
get 'em.
you're not a sport. You didn't play any sports in elementary school or anything?
Okay. So I sampled some sports. I played the T-ball.
Okay.
T-ball.
Yeah. Balls on a tee.
Balls on a tee, and
Give it a
it's
whack.
sitting right there, and you just gotta hand-eye coordinate, whack it.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good starter. You didn't work your way to after T-ball. Then there's coach pitch. You ever play coach pitch?
No.
The coach's pitch, because the kids are still so terrible.
Well, it's pretty hard to pitch a baseball.
It is.
You know.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to pitch off like a professional sized mound?
It would be embarrassing.
Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah. Try and get that over the plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe one day when the Marc and Pete podcast is the only form of media that people consume, they'll let us throw a pitch over in what's our stadium?
Kaufman
It's Kaufman.
Stadium.
Yeah, throw out the first pitch for the old Royals. We saw a Royals game with your dad. Remember that?
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, Pete drank too much. He had the hiccups on the drive home. Ooh, scary. I was clutching that handle up here.
The traffic is just so bad after those games.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And the beers are so big.
They are. Yeah. Big old beers. I thought it would be really hard to, because I imagine, getting a beer at a baseball game, you got to like carry like a big plastic cup and big line, but it's pretty easy to get beers. So probably too easy. Right?
Yeah. I'm curious, what's the average price of a beer at a stadium?
I remember there was that big long line, but it moved pretty quick. And the person behind the counter, right, it was that older lady, and there's like a tip line, and I gave her a tip, and like, look at this line, like she must be making like $3,000 today. If everyone, you think most people don't tip?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, I'm sure most people tip at least a dollar a beer.
Yeah. So
You make them bank.
the average 16-ounce beer costs $12 at an NFL game.
Yeah, that's what I remember ours costing, about $12 the Royals game.
Yeah, that's fair. You're a captive audience.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's nothing like sitting in the outfield with a cooler of your own home brought beer
Yeah,
or White Claws.
I pay $12
if you so prefer.
I pay $12 for a shitty cocktail, like in the neighborhood all the time.
It's true. Yeah, we were used to being extorted for $12 a drink.
Yeah, it's the going rate. Yeah, you're ever at a bar and the beer is $9? It's more common than you'd think.
Yeah, and they give it to you in that little like gremlin glass.
Yeah. We tried a new, what was that place? BRGR. And
you ordered the triple IPA.
yeah, I just pointed a tap and
They give
she's
it
like,
into
what's
you.
that? It's a triple IPA. And then she gives it to me in like the smallest little snifter I've ever seen.
I saw the one waitress point to like a small glass, and she was like, "No, the smallest one." And it was even smaller than I imagined.
Yeah. Half an ounce probably.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? Well, Royals game. Yeah, we've been to a Royals game. Do you want to go to a Chiefs game this year?
I hate watching football live. I went to a Washington. Oh, this dates me a little bit. It was a Redskins game.
Oof. Yeah, that name hasn't aged well.
That's not a thing anymore.
I'm surprised the Chiefs haven't been in a little hot water. Well, they did come down on them about the tomahawk?
The chop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm embarrassed to have even just done that just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That could lead us in some hot water.
The name, the Chiefs, well, here, I'm saying, isn't that a little offensive?
It is. I think it is.
Yeah. I'm surprised they haven't, come under some scrutiny, but I don't know. They keep winning those Super Bowls. Well, they won only with the one, right? Then they went to the second one.
Yeah. And that was a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah. But a chief could be anything, you know. Could be a fire chief, you know. Could be a chief marketing officer.
That ain't it, chief.
I don't know. I think they just need to rebrand. What's the logo?
It's like an axe head.
Yeah, no, see, that's not good. Unless it's a fire axe.
It's an arrowhead.
Yeah, that's appropriation.
Yeah,
Don't you think?
The Redskins is worse.
Redskins is worse because that's like a slur, right?
Yeah. You're referring to the color of a person's skin.
Yeah.
It's a whole race thing.
Worse.
Yeah, let's stop appropriating Native American culture, people.
Mm-hmm.
Let's come up with some better names.
Yeah. Yeah. So many names out there. Seems like, you know.
Some people like a sports team just for the name. What's this team that's taken off the Kraken?
Yeah. Totally. I worked with a dude who, when they announced the new team, they're like, that's instantly my favorite hockey. Are they a hockey team?
I think they're a hockey team.
Instantly their favorite hockey team because they love, I don't know, lore. But, yeah, Kraken. We have, in KC, we have a soccer team with the dumbest name ever. What is it?
Sporting KC.
Sporting KC.
Soccer's a little different, though, I think. All these football clubs just have stupid names like that.
Yeah,
it's the same in Europe.
There must be a reason for it. Yeah, it must be like a tradition or something. But I don't know. It's lost on me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Sporting. Well, what should we name our team? Well, we're doing a sport. We're sporting. Seems dumb.
So can we go back to the sports that I played? Because there's only one more.
Oh, please.
Yeah. I played for the Raptors, which was a biddy basketball team, which was like after school club basketball.
Yeah.
And that was like maybe the second grade. And my friend's dad coached us and we lost all the time. And then he got real mean on the bench. He said like we were like losing a lot. And so he was like, no more water.
What?
And so we weren't allowed to have water on the bench.
That's terrible.
And then he never put me in. And pretty soon after that, I quit. I joined this other team, though, that my other friend's dad coached.
You were
was much cooler, much more chill. Yeah, everybody played biddy basketball.
What is it? Biddy basketball?
Biddy basketball.
What does that mean?
Itty bitty kids.
Oh, biddy.
Bitty.
Itty bitty?
Itty bitty.
I thought like a beady, like a Indian cigarette.
Okay. What world? Yeah, that makes sense. No, this was like itty bitty basketball.
Okay.
Yeah. And anyway, those are the two sports I played. I played t-ball and basketball. You play any sports?
Yes, Pete. I played in elementary school.
You look like a baseball guy.
I played baseball.
Yeah.
Played the hell out of it. Yeah, started with t-ball, moved on to coach pitch. Eventually, kids were throwing balls at me. Yeah, I wasn't the best. Probably the worst. I was always put in, what is it, outfield?
Yeah, I'm very familiar.
Yeah, outfield, which is a position, especially in Little League. You know, it's a miracle if a kid even hits the ball. It's certainly not going past third base or second base. You know, it's not going past the infield.
Yeah. Shortstop was always the position. That was the cool position.
So my job was just to stand out there in the outfield and chew tobacco. You know,
how old were you?
Well, all through elementary school.
Again, doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, just sat out there. One time, I remember tryouts. I was doing tryouts, and they were just checking to see how your catching skills. So that there were some coaches, and they were just knocking pop flies into the field.
Yeah,
I was supposed to try and catch it.
Yeah,
and I tried, and the ball just went straight I don't know. Missed it with the glove, and it hit me square in the chest, knocked me back. Fell into a dramatic scene, and I think I still got picked. I don't know. I think at that level they have to pick you. I don't know. Have you ever tried out for a sport and then not been selected?
No.
Mm. Yeah.
Afraid of rejection.
I tried out for the swim team one time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But my mom had given me swimming lessons. She like hired a swim trainer at one point. And tried out for the swim team and didn't make it. Wasn't selected. They didn't like my doggy paddle. But yeah, played baseball. Was bad at it in middle school. I tried soccer on. So yeah, I did it that. Made no sense. I was very slow. Couldn't run a mile. Little fat kid. And did really bad at soccer. They put me in whatever the outfield equivalent of soccer is. Sometimes the ball would come close to me. I'd try and get it. No, couldn't do it. Soccer's a pain because you gotta have the shin guards. You gotta have the cleats.
What are the shin guards for?
Guarding your shins.
From what?
The ball and people kicking it. Because you whack.
I don't see any professional soccer players wearing shin guards. Maybe the goalie.
No, everyone wears shin guards.
Really?
I think so. Let's look at that.
Who's a famous soccer player? Ronaldo.
We'll just look up professional soccer game. You'll see a bunch of them all with shin guards.
Okay, these are like video games.
See, they're under their tall socks. See that?
Huh.
Yeah.
I guess I never noticed. I guess I never looked at their legs. I'm not the biggest soccer fan. I don't look at their legs. I don't really understand the game.
Yeah, I think soccer can be pretty rough to watch. I think there's a lot of games where like no one scores a point. You're just like waiting for the one person to get a point.
It's one of the few games you can tie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everything else comes down to like overtime and stuff. Keeps going until someone. Yeah, I think soccer, just everyone that plays it's real bad at it. They're all a bunch of wimps too, right? They're always trying to like get flags thrown on someone. Like, oh, he grazed my arm. Now I'm injured.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my history of sports. I didn't play anything in high school. Too high stakes, and I was into other stuff by then. I was a music guy. Yeah, I mean, like you never see someone who's into music and also into sports, right? Although there was that one guy, Vance Joy. Yeah, you know him.
Oh yeah,
he was a professional soccer player, right? And then he made that hit song. Yeah,
stupid sexy man.
Yeah. So I guess bit of a stereotype. Like Ethan from the Blurbs, he apparently knows everything there is to know about sports. Surprised the heck out of me. I would never. I'd never guess.
Yeah, he's quite knowledgeable.
A music nerd. I don't know. So that's I didn't play in high school. They did try to. I had a lot of friends that were football players, and they tried to get me to join. But
me too, because I had it was 8th grade. I was just coming out of kind of an awkward stage, and I was still chubby, but I was tall, and the gym teacher kept trying to get me to come out for football, probably to be a lineman.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. Well, it's just so much. I mean, it's all consuming. It seems like if you're a football player in high school, that's you. You got to keep your grades up, and then you play the football, and then you go get your scholarship. A lot of pressure.
Yeah. Now, but by the time you reach college, then sports become less a big of a deal. And there are all these club sports. And that's kind of how it carries into adulthood too. People have basketball leagues and soccer leagues and kickball leagues.
Yeah. I had a friend who was 40, and he every weekend he went and played indoor soccer. There was an indoor soccer place just for clubs.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
real into it.
I knew a guy played adult hockey.
Yeah.
And that seems pretty
Yeah,
intense.
I worked with the guy who did that. He was like missing teeth and stuff.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah, pretty wild. Yeah, that seems cool. I used to with my buddies. We would like try and play. Just like we'd like walk over to the some elementary school, and play basketball there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
It was fun. We'd get wiped though. We had this one like guy who was really pretty good, and the rest of us are not. He just would wipe the floor with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like dunking on you.
Well, he couldn't dunk, but he could move really fast with the ball. Yeah, I got to dribble a ball. I can barely walk around with it. Like, oh, it's it just runs away from you. Not very coordinated. I'm good with the shots. I can get the shots.
You ever play volleyball?
Yeah,
That one's fun.
that's pretty fun.
Not a lot of running around. That is key. I like that.
Quite a bit of running around.
Oh, but
If you want a net game without much running around, badminton.
badminton.
Yeah.
I took a class in high school called Lifetime Sports,
Yeah.
and it was to get my gym credit.
Yeah.
And it's because I didn't play a sport. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had to take gym class.
Really?
So other people did tennis and like golf and like these BS, other activities. I had to take Lifetime Sports, and they taught us badminton. They taught us ping pong. We played kickball. We played frisbee golf. What else? We did a little weightlifting. The whole thing was like Lifetime Fitness.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool program.
But we would have played pickleball, if that had been a thing.
Yeah, or
for sure.
Cornhole.
Cornhole.
Yeah.
I don't think so. What's the difference between a sport and a game? This raises an important point.
Ooh, that is a good question.
This is like an age-old like playground debate.
Yeah. Well, so I think sports is really just short for organized sports, right? So I think once it's organized, there's tournaments, there's brackets, then it's a sport. No, you don't think so?
Well, so cornhole is
If there's competitive cornhole, then it's a sport.
ESPN 8, the Ocho.
Yeah, with a real thing. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah,
Just from the movie? Like,
the movie Dodgeball, right?
yeah, it was dodgeball.
Yeah, so I think I don't think ESPN 8 was real when Dodgeball came out, but I think they capitalized on it. And they have ESPN 8 now, and they're doing like what are those old like Ninja Warrior games and stuff like that?
Yeah.
They have like a lot of that style stuff.
Interesting.
That's a sport.
Yeah, anything that might be a sport,
Yeah,
it's on ESPN 8.
anything that's a game can be a sport. There's professional darts, professional poker. Is poker a sport?
No,
No, you don't think it's a sport?
absolutely not.
Why not?
It's a game. It's a game of chance.
It's not a game. So poker is very much a game of skill.
Says a gambling addict.
Whoa. No, it's a game of skill. You get to bluff and stuff.
Yeah, it's a game. It's like charades. You have to bluff.
Yeah,
or something.
is charades a game of luck?
It's not a sport.
Could be. Could be on the Ocho.
Well, so this might be an expanded definition of sports. Maybe a more modern definition would be if you can bet on it. It's a sport.
Yeah, maybe. You can bet on anything. I can bet you $10 that bet you $10 that we're gonna hear some squealing brakes at some point in this episode. Is that a sport?
Well, it seems like by definition, yeah, it is.
I bet you $10 Pete's gonna say quintessential at some point in this episode.
I will make that bet.
It's then you can prevent yourself from saying it.
So I'm good at this.
Sports. What else are we talking about? So talked about the Chiefs, talked about our history with sports. What's your favorite sport?
I like baseball.
Baseball.
It's fun. It's interesting. I mean, there are a lot of stats to keep track of. That's pretty cool. And you can like figure out the probability that someone's going to get a hit. But there's also enough randomness to it that like it keeps it fun and interesting.
Yeah, they say baseball. It's the only sport that you can like beat. You know, if you're gambling on sports, you know, if you figure out all the odds and everything, you can beat baseball and just win for sure. Gambling at it.
Never gambled at it.
No. The worst sport to gamble on is football. Yeah. You know why?
Why?
Because the ball's not round. You can go any that's an old Norm Macdonald joke.
I mean, the same could be said for like rugby.
Yeah, rugby is a pretty fun one to watch. You ever watch a rugby game?
I like during the Olympics. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a rugby game in Wisconsin. It was a club game. My girlfriend at the time, her sister played, and so we went and watched them. And it was funny. It was not I expected. I expected the ball to be like big scary ladies.
Yeah.
But they weren't for the most part. They were like a lot of like small, I expect like a female soccer player to look like. And but
this is ladies rugby.
Oh yeah, it was women's rugby.
Okay.
Yeah. And but there was on the Wisconsin team this one just gigantic, probably, at least 300 pounds, 6'3", and like the other team had no chance. You just put the ball in their hand. There would be like three of them like dangling on her, and she would take it home every time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like these athletes are just like amazing, superhuman type bodies.
Some of them.
You can be born to play a sport, for sure.
Definitely. Yeah, I had this friend I grew up with. Forget his name now. Mike. If you're listening, I'm sorry, but we called him man child in middle school just because he was so tall. He was like tall, but he was lanky. And then in high school, he just like exploded outward and became this freakish, massive guy. Like I would try and fight him all the time, just to be an antagonist, to jump on his back and stuff. And he could just pick me up like it was nothing. Terrifying.
What sport did he play?
We played soccer in middle school and dominated at it. And then he played football in high school. And now he's a professional NFL football player.
Whoa.
Yeah. Just by virtue of his, I'm sure he worked. No, he played basketball in middle school. I remember because his parents were pretty well off. And so they like put in like a really nice basketball court in their front yard. We would play basketball there. And then, now he's an NFL football player.
Jeez. I had like
Cody Wickman. Look him up. Look up where he plays.
Let's see.
Hopefully he's doing well at it. Cody Wickman, man child.
Is this him?
Yeah. Look at that fucker.
He's large.
He's got quite the neck on him, doesn't he?
Plays for the Titans.
This is what he looked like in high school. Right there. Yeah. Still kind of the man-child thing works, right? He's got a very childlike face, but just like the scariest body you've ever seen.
After a couple of rests.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him playing basketball.
No.
Is he from Milwaukee?
That's a different guy.
Could have been the same guy.
Cody Wickman. What is he playing for?
The Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, he gets passed around like a joint. Yeah, he has a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, he played at Fresno State. Does that track?
Yeah.
Okay. 2015 NFL draft. He was drafted by the St. Louis Rams.
Oh, wow. That's close to home.
And in 2017, he joined the Titans. Whoa. 2018, he joined the Dallas Cowboys practice squad.
I don't know what that means. That doesn't sound good.
In 2020, he was released by the Cowboys. And that's the last entry in the Wikipedia article.
Oh, Cody,
the life of a professional athlete. So
he was number 69, though. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's what? He's like 30 now and his career's over. What's he going to do now? All that brain damage.
Well, this guy was nicknamed, he was William Refrigerator Perry. And they called him that because he's as large as a fridge.
And there he is posing with a fridge. It's proof.
And he played for the Bears. And how big was he? I don't know. Probably, there it is. 335 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
6'2".
Big boy.
Yeah. He played 10 seasons, primarily with the Chicago Bears. And but then he retired to do like classic pro athlete post-career, like furniture store and car dealership appearances.
Posing with refrigerators and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably the best fridge salesman that ever existed, right?
Yeah. So you can make a life after your short career in sports.
I guess, yeah. I mean, look at O.J. Simpson. Do you know William Perry? Did you go to high school with him or something?
No, he's just so I have like family from like the Northeast, and he's kind of a household name up there.
Oh, you went by William?
No, he went by the Fridge.
I see. Well, that's pretty cool. What do you think about the criticism that gets thrown around about athletes? They abuse their bodies and often end up with a lot of brain damage. What is it? It's like CE something, CET.
Is this C for concussion?
Yeah, something. I think it's a long-term condition from getting lots and lots of concussions.
Didn't you see that? Did you see that movie? It was called Concussion. I think it was either Denzel or Will Smith. And it was about a football coach. I know that's risk. I don't know. Let's check. God, watch it be Forrest Whitaker. I'd be so embarrassed. Will Smith.
No, I haven't seen it. It's about that very thing.
It's all about breaking open, no pun intended, but cracking open the concussion conspiracy within the NFL.
It's a conspiracy?
This guy dies of like that condition that you're talking about.
Is it the guy? Because there was a guy who famously was a football player and then he shot himself in the chest. That
was it. Yeah. That's the beginning of the movie, is they find him dead in his car from suicide. And they're like, how could this have happened?
He shot himself in the chest and then left a note saying, examine my brain. That's why he didn't shoot himself in the head. Because he wanted them to look and see what was wrong with his brain.
I don't remember the note part. But
yeah, that's what I heard. I haven't seen the film. But hey, if it's a Will Smith vehicle, I'm on board. Love that guy.
Yeah.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth, right? Alopecia is no joke.
Yeah. Sports are rough on a person. Sports are rough on the body. I was playing baseball in middle school in gym class, and I played t-ball, so I was pretty good. I wasn't try out for the baseball team good, but I have always enjoyed baseball and I've always liked playing baseball. And so we were playing in a middle gym class, and that's pretty fun. But, I pop one, send it flying into the outfield.
Of course you do.
Take off towards first base, and the field was like kind of wet, and I like twisted my ankle, and I like popped a ligament or a tendon or something.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty gnarly. I was wearing a boot for like 6 to 8 weeks.
Mm.
And yeah, sports are dangerous.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like you could argue that, like if you're pushing your kid at sports, especially in high school, it's irresponsible, right? Like I've seen a million stories of like a, high school, running back star or something, and they blow out their knee, junior year or something. And then their sports career's over. And then also they've got a fucked up knee the rest of their life, So it's all for naught, just a traumatic experience,
They filmed a documentary at my high school about high school athletics injuries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now what did they uncover?
They're bad.
Yeah, seems bad, right? I had a friend, it was one of my best friends. We played soccer together. And middle school. And like our coach was pretty chill. Yeah, my parents didn't care. They was, they thought it was cool that I was playing sports. But my buddy, his dad, was like super aggro about it, He was the guy that would like show up to the game, and he'd show up to practices. And like the coach is just, being professional and coaching us, promoting goodwill and sportsmanship and stuff. And then this guy, Doug, he's like out there like throwing lawn chairs and what the fuck, like shit like that. I know a few parents, that did that sort of stuff. And like, I don't know, tried to turn their kids into like these hardened athletes, and it's like gross.
Gym teachers get a bad rap because like they say, but I think those sports parents are even worse.
The sports parents are worse. I don't know. My high school gym teachers were pretty, I don't know. They were just very stereotypical,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, you always had like a dip in and stuff, and like, I don't know, a lot of ass slapping, that sort of stuff.
Mine were great people.
Yeah.
They were, supported the whole person, not just the athlete.
Oh, yeah.
They were very nice, but that was probably the exception to the rule.
Yeah, no, I think they're mostly what you think they would be like. But, not necessarily a bad thing. I always thought, in gym, did you have to run the mile? We had to run a mile once a week.
Like twice.
Every Friday.
Jesus. Once a week?
Yeah, I think so.
That's insane.
Is it? Seems like a lot. I hate running.
Me too. That's like, I like bicycling.
Yeah, I know you
It's
do.
much easier on the knees, and it's like fun.
It's Pete's whole personality.
Whereas running is just torturous. Although I always wish I had picked it up because you can have an awesome body.
Yeah, it's good exercise. I feel like it must be better on a treadmill, right? It's got to be better on your knees.
It's got to be worse on a treadmill.
You think?
Yeah.
Why?
And that's why I like biking, because I hate the whole like being on a treadmill in the gym thing. I need the scenery and like the outdoorsiness of it.
Yeah, I guess. Well, you got that one. Yeah, you've got that little gizmo that you put on your bicycle, and then you've got it all mounted up in your living room so you can bicycle in place while watching porn or whatever you're doing.
No, there's a little screen of a bicycle track in front of you. But you know what? Yeah, there's an app. It's a Garmin app. But you know what? It sucks. It's not even close to the real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
They tried to gamify it so you can like play against other people and go on time trials and stuff. But you can do the real thing on a bicycle too. I've got this app called Strava, which is a very popular app but it does all these like King of the Hill type challenges. So you can see routes that you're riding, and like it will time you on these little like routes and segments against other people who have done it before.
Yeah.
And you can compete for like the fastest time, and it makes it fun. It gamifies it.
Yeah. Gamification. Should be doing it for everything. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Strava's awesome.
Have you ever thought of competitively biking? Is there like a bicycle equivalent to a marathon?
There,
like a tour day?
Yeah. It's actually, I really dropped the ball this year, and I haven't been training for it. So I'm not going to do it. But it's called the Octagenta. It's in Lawrence, Kansas. And I think it's either like 10, 30, or 50 miles on bicycle.
When is it?
October.
You still have time to train.
30 miles.
Yeah, just
I was going, my goal is,
day.
Yeah, my goal is 30 miles to do the 30-mile race.
You can bicycle 30 miles though, right? You told me you can go out with your dad and you guys will do 25 miles.
Yeah.
So what's 30 miles?
It's been like a year since I've like seriously been on the bike.
Really?
Yeah. But they built this beautiful new bike lane.
Yeah.
Just blocks away from where we live.
What street is that?
I'm thinking about going out there. Gillum.
Is that? No, it's not Gillum.
It might be McGee. It turns into Gillum.
I thought it was like Walnut or something.
Or
like
Oak.
Or Oak, yeah.
I think it's Oak turns into Gillum. And it takes you up past Costco and all the way into rich people land. Brookside.
What do you think about that Lance Armstrong? Speaking of steroids.
Yeah, there was a real
fall from grace.
Fall from grace type story.
Yeah. Live strong. What's wild too is he had cancer, right? He famously had testicular cancer.
Yeah.
And if there's one reason not to do steroids, it's because if you have any sort of cancer in your body, it's going to accelerate the growth of that cancer. So pretty brave of him to take steroids, being a cancer survivor.
He probably had like the best steroids that money could buy.
Probably some dope steroids from the Ruskies.
Probably.
Oh, can you say Rusky?
Of course you can. Fuck those Russians.
In this climate, yeah. No, Ukraine.
Yeah, we should take a stance on the Ukraine.
Should we? I'm going to wait it out a little longer, see which side wins. Once it's clear who's the winner, then I'm going to pick a side. We're going to cut this whole part.
No, but that's exactly how I am about sports. Like, I wait until I feign indifference and am totally blasé about the whole thing until
do you really feign it though?
One team starts winning.
I mean, you must be legitimately. I'm legitimately indifferent. I don't
No,
care.
deep down, I do not care.
Wow. So you're not feigning anything. You feign interest once you found a team that's gonna.
Yeah, I guess that's more like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care at all. It's funny though, because I'm from San Francisco area, right? And so like growing up, the 49ers were always, my dad's favorite team. He didn't really care about sports, but he's like, hey, if we're going to have a team, let it be the closest one. And so we watched the 49ers lose every year. And then the year I moved to Kansas City, the 49ers make it to the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
And then the Chiefs beat them. And so I remember like in my office, like people are like, oh, San Francisco boy, are you sad? Are you sad? It's like, I don't have a horse in this race.
Yeah.
I'm happy you guys are happy.
Same thing happened when the Chiefs played the Raiders in the Super Bowl.
When did they do that?
You think on their the most recent one?
I thought it was the Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers? Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I thought, isn't that?
No. The Chiefs played the Raiders.
The Raiders won the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I don't think so, Pete. I think it was the Bucs.
We might have to cut all this because
I think I'm correct. I think you can't say the R word.
Just making sure we cut it.
We're going to bleep it, dude. I like the bleep. Can you just look up, wasn't it last year? Super Bowl 41 or something? You're asking the wrong questions, Pete.
It was the Buccaneers.
It was.
Why did I think the Raiders?
Pete, the Raiders haven't been to the Super Bowl since like the 70s. The Raiders used to be a California team. I don't know if you're aware. The Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up.
Yeah. They had a big following. Kind of weird that they got transferred to Las Vegas. Yeah, because they had such a following in the Bay Area. Like just driving around.
Like fanatic.
Yeah, you couldn't drive for like 10 miles without seeing a big black SUV with a Raiders decal in the back.
A lot of black. You know, I used to live in the Bay Area too, and there were a lot of Raiders fans. Especially in my workplace.
Yeah,
a lot of black.
And it spread out past the Bay Area too. Like they're just such a popular. Well, I guess that's why they were able to move to Las Vegas. But
is it like a cool mascot thing? Is that?
It must be. And the color scheme, you know,
yeah,
is it black and gold or just black and white?
I think it's black and white.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, eye patch, crossed swords, you know.
Yeah.
But they're always a terrible team, as was the 49ers. They were never allowed to play each other. It was like a special like exemption or something, you know, by the NFL.
Because San Francisco might burn.
Or I don't know if they couldn't play each other, or they could never play each other like home teams. They'd have to like go borrow another team's field. Maybe they just couldn't play each other.
There's the AFL, and then there's the
NFL,
the other one, and there are like two conferences in the NFL, and that could affect it.
I don't know what the rule was. Can you look it up? Something about the 49ers and Raiders. But I'm pretty sure the fear was, you know, it would for sure cause a riot because there's just so much bad blood between the two teams.
Looks like you can buy tickets.
Yeah. Well, it's probably not the case anymore now that the Raiders
are in Las Vegas.
Yeah. They ran down to Las Vegas with their tail between their legs.
It's the 49ers-Raiders rivalry, once commonly known as the Battle of the Bay. It's a professional American football rivalry between the 49ers and the Raiders.
Yeah, well, I was just interested in like the rule where they couldn't play each other like on their home fields or anything.
There we go. So the 49ers are in the NFC West division, while the Raiders are in the AFC West division. As a result, the teams only meet in the regular season once every 4 years, according to the NFL's scheduling. That's it. The AFC and the NFC.
Well, that makes a whole lot of sense. I don't know. Sports viewership has been down, right? Like the Super Bowl, the biggest event of the year, right?
Yeah.
Or like it used to be like the biggest, you know, like break TV, you know, it's like that.
Yeah, the biggest. It costs $50 million for like 30 seconds of advertising.
Yeah, super expensive to advertise, and that was always when the best ads would come out. You know, like companies that were going to advertise during the Super Bowl, they would like spend all this money, you know, get Ozzy Osbourne or something there, you know, for the ad, and then they would debut it at the Super Bowl, and then they would run that ad, you know, all year long. But it was, you know, like some people would just watch the Super Bowl for, you know, you ever heard that? I just watch it for the ads, you know, because they were such entertaining ads.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's you. This last year, the big headline was the Coinbase ad. You know, Coinbase, the cryptocurrency broker or whatever.
Yeah, crypto went hard.
And then their ad was nothing but like a QR code, like I think it was bouncing around the screen. And I don't know. It worked well enough that I think it crashed their servers, right? Enough people scanned the QR code.
Some 19-year-old came up with that.
Probably. And now Coinbase is like approaching bankruptcy now, right? So like
it's all
worked out.
You know, I see a lot more sports betting ads, like Caesars.
There's a lot of sports betting going on.
I think that's
DraftKings, right?
I think that's Dave Portnoy. I think that's his influence.
Who's Dave Portnoy?
He started Barstool Sports.
Yeah, that's been real successful.
He's a big BSD, if you will.
I don't know what BSD is.
Big swinging dong.
Like the sound of that. Tell me about Dave Portnoy.
He started this blog called Barstool Sports. And they were kind of like the punks and like the rebels of the sports blogging scene. And now he's all about like sports betting.
Sure, why wouldn't you be? That's where the money's at. Yeah, did some law change or something? Because I always thought like that was kind of prohibited, but now like there's just all these apps you can download and you can bet on sports.
Some law must have changed. Biden, Trump, I don't know.
No, I don't know, something. Not good for the gambling addicts. You know, when I was in Ireland, I was sitting drinking at pubs, and a lot of these pubs, they were all the sports were on TV, and then there was a bookie across the street. So all these gambling addicts are like, they've got their ticket, and they keep running back and forth to the bookie, placing bets. Pretty wild.
Seems so quaint, so old school.
Yeah, super old school. That they're probably making tons of money. I don't know. You ever bet on a sport?
Probably in passing, but
I think it's got to be the most addicting form. We had we met at a coding boot camp, right? And our teacher, Ike, rampant gambling addict, right?
Oh yeah, you guys bonded over that, didn't you?
No, we didn't. I never disclosed that I had any sort of gambling affliction, but and I don't. I'm a responsible gambler. We gambled in Seattle a little bit, or up in I don't know what that casino.
Yeah,
your vacation home,
the Swinomish. Yeah,
Swinomish. Yeah, I put down $60. Not much, but Pete only put down $20. And we were playing blackjack, and I had a fine run, but then, I eventually ran out, and then I had to wait around for Pete, who was like just milking this $20 on like, $5 minimum bet blackjack. I don't know how he was doing it. He just kept going and going and going. It was ridiculous. He doubled his money, and I could see the twinge in his eye that he had caught the gambling addiction bug. Yeah, didn't you?
I'm good at it. I'm good at blackjack.
See, that's the fallacy that we tell ourselves. You got lucky one time.
No. I'm just good at blackjack.
You're just betting the same amount the whole time I was there with you. You're just betting 5, just betting the minimum, and you're just winning more than half the time. So you were doing well, I guess, with your playing. But it was purely luck that you didn't lose like you should.
He let me cut the cards like twice.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, that was all part of the strategy.
He had a real thing for you. Oh yeah, it was the cut.
It was the cut.
That's how you were doing it. That's how you were pulling it off.
Yeah, I got that laser vision. I could see through the cards.
Nah. There's no professional blackjack. Or is there?
There's a World Poker. Man, I can't believe people who watch poker on TV.
Okay, poker is very different than blackjack.
Cards, it's all the same.
No, it's not. Blackjack, you're always playing against the house. And the house always has the advantage, unless you're, Kevin Spacey and you're counting cards, diddling kids.
Now you see me.
But blackjack, you're playing against other people. You can have a tournament, and it's skill based.
Okay. So, how about esports? Where do you stand on esports?
Don't care for them.
Yes. I don't know. It's skill based.
It is skill based, but anyone can play. Like, you don't have to be in shape or anything to just play video games. So, like, why are the kids today so obsessed with watching, like the Twitch streamers and stuff? Watching them play is weird.
Okay, I will watch a Twitch stream of like a game that I don't own, but I really want to like see.
I feel like it creates an unhealthy mindset in the youths. It's just like the whole consumerism thing. They're like, why even play the game when I can get a similar sensation just watching someone else play the game?
Some of those streamers are funny.
Just feel vicariously excited.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch someone play Call of Duty. I wouldn't watch someone play Rocket League.
Rocket League would be the best one to watch, right? It's the only one that's kind of sports-like.
You would think, but it's so easy to play. Why wouldn't you just play it?
Because they're going to do all the crazy, the backwards double musty flips.
Yeah, that just doesn't do it for me.
What does do it for you, Pete? What sort of esports do you watch?
Not esports, Twitch streams.
Okay.
Not big on esports, but like if someone's playing some horror game that I am interested in, but wouldn't buy and play myself. Horror.
It's a hard word to say without sounding like you're describing a prostitute. What do you think about sex work? That seems to be coming into the mainstream with the OnlyFans and stuff.
Yeah.
It's being kind of pulled from the shadows, and now people are advocating for sex work.
Well, that really doesn't have anything to do with sports at all, does it?
I don't know. Is that kind of a sport?
One-handed badminton.
All right. Okay. Well, obviously you can't talk about this like a mature adult. So back to sports. So Twitch, you watch people play a horror game?
I'll watch someone play a game that like I'm not gonna invest my time and money in just to see what it's about.
I get that. Maybe if we're watching over like 10 minutes, but these kids, I know my nephews, they watch a lot of it, and they'll just watch someone play Minecraft for hours and hours.
Oh yeah, that sounds terrible.
It seems like it would be much better for them to actually play the Minecraft themselves. There's got to be some critical thinking skills built.
Craft your own mind.
Yeah, I guess. Esports, it's cool. That's cool. I'm super into Rocket League, and so I consider that a sport. So I'm an athlete. I'm a Rocket League player.
Yeah, I guess you are. The cop-out argument always seems to be hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, for what? For traditional sports?
No, for video games. For esports.
Yeah, maybe.
It's all like, well, no, I'm not. Well, yes, I am actually an athlete. I have exceptional reflexes and hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, you have to be able to think really quick to be good at it. No, I think it's good. It's safer. You're not going to get any brain damage playing a video game.
How about the likelihood of becoming like an esports professional versus becoming a professional athlete too? Because I mean, it might be an unattainable dream for kids.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen the breakdown. I know like the major Twitch streamers, they stream a ton. So it can't be easy to, get all those subscribers and all those viewers, all those eyeballs. It's gotta be tough. I was thinking about doing a Twitch with the music stuff, like just Twitch streaming, making songs with the old synthesizer setup.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
You should.
Yeah. I have to get some sort of cam link or something for the camera if I want to use the good camera.
Use the bad camera.
Yeah. What would that be? Just like the laptop camera?
Sure.
Yeah, I guess. But you want to be, if you're going to do something, don't half-ass it. The whole asset.
Yeah.
Whole asset. And this was the Marc and Pete podcast. Everything you need to know about sports. Blank stares from Pete.
You ended that really, Really
Don't
suddenly.
forget to like and subscribe. Find us on Instagram, Marc and Pete at Marc and Pete. Find us on TikTok. Don't know the TikTok handle. Go to our website, markpete.com. It's got links for everything. Anything to announce? It's fall. I like autumn better, you know? Better sounding, right?
Yeah.
No one names their kid Fall. Why isn't there a nice sounding name for like spring?
Fall is very pessimistic.
Yeah. What about spring? We should have we should call spring like Saturn or something like that.
Well, we did just pass the you'll love this. We just passed the autumnal equinox.
The autumnal?
Yeah. Which is the equinox in fall.
The
And then-
equinox of autumn.
In spring, it's called the vernal equinox.
Sure.
So there is kind of another word for spring.
There's also a vernal spring. You ever heard of a vernal spring?
Sure.
Have you?
Yeah, no. I mean, it sounds redundant.
Look up vernal spring. It's beautiful.
You know what the word vernal means?
No?
It's Latin.
Of course it is.
It means green. Vernal spring.
I might be mistaken.
Yeah, it's the vernal equinox.
No, a vernal spring is something that happens with flowers where they group together. I might be mistaken. Might be misinformation. Anyway, cut it. Cut the tape. Cut the tape. We're done.
Just
here.
end it. Just end it.
Yeah. Whoa.
We're done.
Sports. Good at Pete. We are good at talking.